Hi, I'm Javier Enriquez, and today we're going to go over exponents. I'm going to help you solve this problem systematically. Let's get started. The problem is 5 to the 4th power, 8 squared, 1 7, and 4 to the 5th power. And so what we're going to do with this set of exponents is list them from least to greatest. So what we're going to have to do is solve each exponent to see what the actual number is and then put them in from least to greatest. So let's start with 5 to the 4th power and how you're going to solve exponents. If you don't know, exponents are simply 5 times how many other 5s the exponent has. So 5 to the 4th power, that means we're going to multiply 5 by 4 5s. So 1, 3, 4. 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. That's another way to write an exponent. So 5 to the 4th is equal to 5 times 5 times 5. And this equals, if you put it in the calculator, 625. And you're going to do the same thing with every exponent. So now let's move on to 8 squared. 8 squared is just 8 times 8. And this equals 64. Now 1 to the 7th power, how do you accomplish that? What happens whenever you multiply 1 times 1? It equals 1. So no matter how many times you multiply 1 times 1, it will still be 1. So we'll just write down over here, 1 to the 7th is equal to 1. And so you don't have to write out that giant expression. Now 4 to the 5th. 4 to the 5th can be written down like this. 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. That's 5 4s. That's 4 to the 5th. And when you put that into the calculator, you'll end up getting 1,024. Let me just clear up some room. Now continuing our process, we said that 5 to the 4th is equal to 625. 8 squared is equal to 64. 1 to the 7th power is equal to 1. And 4 to the 5th power equals 1,024. And now since we found all the values for each exponent, we can now list them from least to greatest. So what's the smallest one within these 4 exponents? It's obviously 1. 1 is the least number compared to these other ones. So in our least to greatest expression, 1 to the 7th will be first. Now second is obviously 64. So for 64, we write down 8 squared. 5 to the 4th then follows that, because 5 to the 4th is less than 4 to the 5th. So 5 to the 4th. And then lastly, 4 to the 5th, since 4 to the 5th is the biggest number with a whopping 1,024. So this is your answer from least to greatest, and that's how you list exponents. Thanks again, and keep on learning.